It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show.
G'day there, podcaster. Liam here. A little tidbit feeling on top of the world thanks to Ben's almighty hams. The Hammers, come on you irons, did a number on the Gooners over the weekend, which is Jack's team, and Liverpool beat City 2-0 this morning. So 11 points clear, top of the table. If we can clean up Newcastle on Thursday and Forest can get one over Arsenal, then could be running away with it, guys.
I think you got Scudder excited when you said hams.
All I heard was hams.
I thought you got me excited when you said Gooners, and not for the reason
honestly,
you
you could have been speaking a different language for the rest of that sentence, but I heard ham and my ears pricked up.
Fun fact, Sarah, 2 nights ago, she was like, can you just talk to me until I fall asleep? And I was like, weird request. And then I just talked about Liverpool for like 10 minutes and she actually fell asleep.
That's cute.
That's gorgeous.
I was like, and I was like, yeah, we finished the top of the Champions League because it's a new system this year, but it's actually stupid because we finished top, but then we ended up on the bad side of the bracket, so we're playing PSG in the round of 16, and we also have Real Madrid and Arsenal on our side. Meanwhile, Barca are on the other side with like Club Bruges, and it's just sort of unfair how it's all unfolded, and yeah, she was out of it.
I reckon we could do that as talkback. We could do like what guaranteed puts you to sleep no matter what.
I should really start writing things from my life in my phone.
Because there was also the thing. There was the thing that Scudder put in the group chat as well, where how close you can get the front of your car to the garage door when it closes.
Like
which
games
was
you play by yourself.
Like the thickness of a hair. It was so close, Scudder.
It's high risk and little reward.
Yeah.
Like if it goes wrong, it's a very bad thing for me.
Yeah.
But if I nail it, it's just a tiny bit
If
of
people haven't seen the videos, Scud, he pucks as close as he humanly can to his garage door, and then he has a nice car. He has a Tesla, and the garage door, like, it just sort of brushes
I used
the
to do
license plate.
the same thing with my place in Adelaide. It was like the roller door, but is your roller door electric?
Yes.
Yeah, see, mine you had to pull and slam down. So it was like, I could stop it, but once I got it going, if that did hit the car, it would be like, dunk.
That could even be the call out. Could be, what's your high risk,
low reward game. It's like when people are in the elevator and they put their finger out and wait for the doors to open.
Sorry, I've not heard of that one.
It's fun because it's like, hopefully there's no one there,
play it
and
tonight.
it's like small win if they're not, and if the door's open, then there's a sweet elderly woman, and you're just going, I have one of them.
There was also that one with the drains on the side of the street, like the grates, and people to put their iPhone down and hold them with 2 fingers.
I did that
down
with
the drain.
Yeah, back in the day at school, I did the old. I'm just going to drop my phone near that.
I feel like we're doing that. I feel like we're doing the break.
I mean, I used to do the spit one,
Yeah,
where you'd like do the line of spit and get it as low as you can, and then suck it back up. But then if you didn't suck it back up, then you just spat on
Then
the
you're an
ground.
idiot.
That's a real core memory for me. I used to be able to do that really well.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to get it. So I used to be able to get so good that I could touch the table and come back.
Could you pick something up
like a
with it?
lizard boy.
Pick up leaves and stuff. Other bugs.
Like one of those sticky hands.
Pretty
that
cool
you
in
throw
school.
out.
I reckon it would help if you ate like a
Like an orange.
Yes, I was about to say something else, but I'm
Soft
like,
drink
I was going to say a lolly that's not called that anymore, but it's like the red one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
The red
called
Ripper.
now?
Red Ripper.
Red Ripper. Yeah, it hasn't caught on, but yeah, I feel like something
Well, I
like
know.
if you ate one of them, like,
Yeah.
like your spit would be real sticky.
The raspberry, yeah.
Ben is here.
Yep, present, no ailments. Quick tidbit for the room over the weekend. Watched a movie. It was a newish movie. Gladiator 2.
Oh.
What'd you think?
Didn't love it.
Oh
I've heard,
no! Is it
Didn't
because
love
I
it.
ruined it though?
Nah, not really. I mean, you did spoil it,
I loved
and that
it.
was in the back of my head, but I watched number 1 and then went straight into number 2. And comparatively, it pales in comparison to number 1.
Yeah, I mean, number 1 is still a lot better, but I thought it like slightly added to it. I don't think
Nah.
it took away from it. You know, like
I thought Paul Mescal, which is the first thing I've seen him in, I thought he was bad in it.
I've also heard that.
He
That it was
just-
him.
He had like one emotion the entire time.
Apparently it was all teeth.
Yeah.
Apparently it was all,
I didn't think he was good at all.
oh, right, I like him.
And then
He's too pretty boy for me. Like, Russell Crowe had that kind of scariness
grit.
to him as well.
He was grittier.
Yeah,
a
whereas
bit more
Paul's
real.
a bit like, yeah.
If I look at Russell Crowe, it looks like he would have dirt on him sometimes, but
Yeah.
Paul Mescal doesn't.
what I
you know?
didn't get about number 1 is Russell Crowe's character. I don't know why his hair was always wet. His hair was always
This
wet.
was a hot time.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? Like,
Yeah, there's no
really
aircon.
True,
Yeah.
it was very 2000 gel
It was
look.
like he had a handful of
noodled
wet gel.
down, yeah.
But then the other thing I didn't like about it was the emperors, the twin emperors.
Yeah, they
were just kind of out of nowhere.
I didn't really like them.
They seemed like they were like very like 2024 characters, where I'm like, they seem like they were just like.
But they were based on real
for shock factor.
But I think that they are like,
historically correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, to an extent, right? But I think there was two brothers that ruled, and one was a bit crazy. And,
they weren't twins. They were 1 year apart. Irish twins.
Oh, right.
Twins, Basil.
Irish twins is if two people you're not actually twins, but you're born in the same year. So mum's pregnant, has a baby, gets pregnant straight away. Next one's born.
So I don't think two Irish guys were ruling ancient Rome.
But no, I didn't love it.
Well, Gladiator 1 famously was so lucky to have even happened, let alone be good. They didn't even have the whole script of the same. They basically made it up as they went along.
Really?
Search up some of the behind the scenes for the original Gladiator.
Another fun fact is the guy who owns the slaves, who turns out to be an ally for Russell Crowe in the end, the old guy with the...
Oh, in the first one, sorry.
And he fought for his own freedom.
Yep.
He died whilst they were making that, and they had to flag the rest of the... Yeah, so he was having a drinking contest with sailors, and he had 12 pints or something. His heart just stopped. He just
Hang on, the guy that
he's like the slave trader.
The guy that bought him to fight.
Is that why because the way he dies
it's kind of quick.
He has his back to them.
Yeah.
And you don't see him.
I think it's just a guy with a wig.
Yeah.
I think they just got Russell to do it on lunch break. Yeah, just put the wig on.
Yeah, there's so much in that movie. Like, the fact that they tried to make a second one when it was so lucky that the first one even happened and made it is kind of just weird to me,
Well, a few didn't enjoy it. I mean, I haven't felt the need to watch it back, but I really enjoyed it. But I saw it on the IMAX, which does make the experience a bit better. You feel like you're in there, in the Coliseum. Belle is here. Pretty rare for her to be here these days, but she's in. Any tidbits or anything, Belle? How was your dinner?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because I was hoping to bring some business to this episode.
Wonderful. Love
being,
business.
In 2 weeks' time, there might be an evening where I don't know if we're going to be here or not.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Well, all of us.
Liam and I don't know about Ben. A Wednesday evening, there is an invite that you also received.
What about Tina?
Glamour on the Grid.
Why would I miss the show for that?
Cool. So, I guess we're coming for it.
What do you mean?
Well, the arrivals are 7:30 to 8:30.
Yeah, and the show finishes at 8.
So couldn't you just go straight to it?
Well, yes, I'll have to get my hair and makeup done. Corner? Yeah, I'll have to get my hair and makeup done before the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then be dolled up for the show and then go. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is what we're doing. I didn't know what we just wanted to you were just going to have another night off, or
no? I just wanted
just have another one. Why not? While we're at it,
I just don't know what the plan is there.
I made my thoughts well known on Glamour on the Grid when I attended a few years ago.
Yeah, that's why I assume you did not get an invite, or you're just not. Yeah.
Yeah, I said I hated it, and then Belle was like,
yeah, because
can't say that.
I really like it, and
didn't you say that on it?
Yeah.
And then we didn't get invited the next year.
Shock.
Were there prawns though? At Glamour.
There was everything.
I tell you what, there was.
F1 drivers there?
Just a bunch of pretentious people.
Can I take Ben's place?
Loving the smell of their own brew, and it was so packed that and I'm not exaggerating, you literally could not move. It was so busy that you could not move.
Was it that episode where the people from LA and South Park were just smelling their own farts? Is that episode?
Very similar. Very
similar. Some of us have had to ask and grovel this year to get
Belle, if you want to go
ticket,
to Glamour,
and I am very excited because I love it.
If you want to go to Glamour on the Grid and smell your own farts, you've been my guest.
Famously gone to the F1 in the chopper before.
I'm going to see, Max Verstappen was there last time and got that photo with him. It's beautiful.
We should send Tina.
We should send Tina.
Well, I didn't get a +1. It's just me.
Oh, no, sorry, just Tina, I mean.
Yeah.
Just send me. I'll go in
Bro,
your place.
I had feelers out for a long time to get
I know, I've heard you
ticket.
talk quite a bit about it.
I have attended multiple things in order to get this ticket.
Out of interest, how was it rolling out in your head? We're just going to not do a show or something?
No. I thought maybe if we had the last half hour, pre-rect and then go, then maybe we could do that. But then I was also like, I guess I'll get hair and makeup before and then just look nice for the show.
And why? Yeah, that's fine. That's lovely.
I mean, we can work.
Hey, I'm just bringing business. I wanted to talk about this.
So fine. so fine. Newman.
No ailments. I've got some business that can be done after.
Everyone's very busy. You can do it now if you want, or
No. Do the room first.
It's not tidbit
Tina's
sized.
here, feeling good.
I'm here. I'm feeling good. Feel like my business is I should be going to Glamour on the Grid.
Yep.
I actually watched the F1 like fan.
Well, Tina, you should have started working on it last year.
I'll just take Ben Harvey's ticket.
You can have mine.
Yeah, done. Thank you so much.
Did you get one?
I don't know.
Who's taking
I'd
pics?
say no.
Oh, sorry, I'm screenshotting.
Have you been sent an email about it?
Yeah.
From who?
From them. I don't know. It just comes from them.
Oh, no.
Who's them?
Well, AMPR, but then also it didn't come from. I don't know.
It's like
very
some sort of
fancy looking
syndicate.
thing.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Tina, I was going to mention your shirt. You've got an ABBA shirt on today.
I do.
And it probably doesn't interest you that much, but actually, can we censor this? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. My mum sent me a text. She said, "Hey, buddy, hope you're having a good weekend. I went to an ABBA choir with Jill last night, and it was so fucking shit. We laughed. We laughed through the whole thing." That was just her message. And I was just found that so funny that I was like, a scathing review of the...
Choir.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have questions. Like, is it like an ABBA tribute
I'm not sure.
band?
I'm not
I need
sure.
you to find out.
about an ABBA
Because I love a
choir?
good ABBA tribute band, like Baba and Bjorn again. Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
so
wow.
sweet.
Tearing shreds off it. Anyway, Scudder.
Yeah, present. Apologies for my tardiness last week.
So fun.
I was very sick, and also the front button got me on the bidet. I mean,
That was very good.
I just forgot. I was like,
I don't know why
what
you're
are
looking
you
directly
talking
in
about?
there. I'm like,
the front button got me. I was like, huh?
a quick little tidbit I've just noticed just then. If you'll cast your mind back to the Christmas pod, I gave Ben McDowell the cheapest possible headphones because he asked for them specifically. Like the $4.95 ones.
Because he wants to know what the listeners use.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming he thinks all of our listeners use $4.75. He's like, no, this isn't an AirPod Pro kind of show. This is more of a... What are
If
they?
I can't hear the caller through these, then they can't hear it in the car.
I
Exactly.
actually,
That's a
I
fair
like
point.
that.
Yeah,
And
it's an
I think, I mean,
It's an old audio producer
We're all
thing.
living in our little dream world here in our, soundproof studio with the big fancy headphones. But
Yeah.
you are the listener.
Anyway, the ones I bought him lasted about 3 days.
Yeah.
So surprise. And he's been asking to borrow my in-ears for a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, that's a bit gross because they got my earwax all over them. You've got some new
Clean
ones.
your ears.
Yeah, I just found some Sonys, the really shitty, tiny little Sonys that I found
Was that
in
my
the back of my
recommendation?
bag.
Yeah.
Great.
I found I've got some headphones. You can have them if you want. They're my corded ones. And I sort of had them just for like emergencies for planes. I just left them in my backpack
Love
for like
that.
years.
That's a
But
good-
they've been in my
good
backpack
thing.
so long that they've it's like the rubber's gone sweaty. It almost it's
It like melts and
yeah,
goes
you know they
sticky?
almost like
Weird.
melt on each other. So I'm like, you might have to
Yeah.
untangle them.
Yeah, I
for
do.
a
I
few
do normally
hours.
get them from planes. Like if I'm traveling,
planes. Yeah, they're
I'm
the
just like
cheapest
that-
possible
Can I
headphone.
grab? I just leave. Just
Like
take
fist
them
out
as
the
I'm leaving.
Qantas ones, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to use them in day-to-day life though, because sometimes they have the double prong.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
used to,
it's
yeah.
the
And
plane.
not
Does
even
anyone use
things
that?
don't have single prong inputs.
Yeah,
these
the
days.
lady beside
like,
me on the way back from Adelaide did.
Really?
Yeah, I thought, what are you listening to?
I did have actually the other week when we were flying for work, there was a kid sitting behind me and he asked his mum, "What is this for?" And she said, "It's to listen to the radio." And then he paused and said, "Ew." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Preach.
Oh, well, I wish I was on that flight. I would have spun around and taught that kid some manners.
Attaboy, mate.
Just about how powerful the radio industry is and how
the
much
survey book
good
out.
folk
Yeah.
work within it, of course. Jack?
Present, small tidbit. Got a Snapchat on the Ben Lima Bell Snapchat. Links in the description. Same with the Alpha Squad. If you're troubling searching it up on Facebook, there's just a link to it in the description of this pod now. We were talking about, you were trying to think of Five Guys when we were talking about American burger chains.
Yes.
He sent us a snap saying he's travelled all the way from Perth and he ended up staying in a hotel above the Five Guys. OIP dream come true, and he sent us a little pic.
Did he eat there?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't really care.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can we send him
I've
a
never had a
snap
Five
back
Guys.
now with the question?
I'm only logged in on the computer, not on my
Oh.
phone. Logged into my personal one on my phone. It's too hard to change accounts. So I am logged in to see them, and we can send snaps when we want to.
Do you still use the thing? I've forgotten what it's called now, but when TikTok went down in America for like 6 hours, you made like
Oh,
another
we've got a
one.
red note. Yeah.
You still have a red note?
Is that the Chinese
Yeah,
social media?
We've also got in the more recent times since that, we've also got Blue Sky. We're doing shorts on the Nova account because that's what we need to do. But there are all these
We should get on Truth Social.
Is that Trump's one?
Yeah.
We should get on Truth.
Just get us on all of them. Just get
Bring
us
in
on
some
every platform we can
Well,
get on.
I mean,
Not go on that
I used to run the B reel for my other show. Like, if there's a social media that you use, I had a Tumblr for an old show.
I saw a dude wearing a MAGA hat on the weekend. You just don't see that often.
You
Like I was like,
probably start
I was
seeing
trying to
more
read
and
it. I was like, is it like?
Ironic.
Does it like have
Something
make
else.
beer great again, or does it? You know how they have like lots of joke ones. I'm like, no, that is a straight up and down.
We just got to the stage as well where red hats were acceptable again as well.
Yeah.
Yes, the
and
no
also,
red ones.
you can't wear black hats now either because
Comfy.
of dark MAGA.
Gothic MAGA.
I'm dark. He's
He has become meme.
I am becoming.
Yeah, what a shithead.
And the chainsaw and stuff, Elon.
Anyway,
I am become meme.
I'll cede my time because Ben said he has business, and that scares me.
No, it's not. It's not bad. It's great. It's great business.
Oh yeah, hit us, man. What you got?
Ben does know about it, so I had to check it off with him because it goes back a while into the Ben and Liam history books. I got an email.
You said Ben and Liam.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back a fair bit.
Yeah, I got an email today from Beck. Hi team, I hope you're all well. Apologies to Jack. He can disregard the Snapchat. Obviously not a good way to contact the show. But the email is, I thank you for the imaging on the podcast.
Horrible timing because we just talked about the Snapchat.
Yeah. I know.
I remember her, and I said, here's the best place to
Yeah.
go. And I said, send it. The email is blb@novaentertainment.com.au.
Throughout
a win for
throughout your
Snapchat.
short Christmas break, I decided to go back to the very start of your time at Nova, back to 2020, and listen to all your breaks. However, I had a few questions, and she's outlined all her questions.
That's a lot.
In like a table.
Yeah, in a little table. with
Should
some
we
dates.
do them like one?
Quick
Should we do
fire?
one and F?
I reckon
Is
we
there
can
enough in it?
I
to-
reckon we can get through them efficiently if we just commit to answering them.
Okay.
What I would say is I've pre-read some of them. A lot of them I've forgotten the answer to, so I thought maybe the room would
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
And also, I think it's going to take too much time to fully context everything. So if you've listened since the early days, you'll probably understand what's going on. If you're new to the show, you might not understand some of these.
More
Can you
coming.
double tap me right now and I'll try and answer them as quick as I can. Just go pop up.
Yeah, some are like directed to some people
Okay.
though. So
Perfect, yeah.
I think we'll
You
just try
can
and
phone a friend in me, maybe.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so this is going. So most of these are from 2020. Podcast name: The Chicken Committee. Question: Did Liam ever receive the Tarzan album he bought?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Dimitar 3047 on eBay was a Russian guy. And
That's what that was. I forgot.
yeah. And I thought I was scammed by Dimitar, but he did get it to me in 3 months or so. I've got it. So it's actually a
Great
the
soundtrack.
Tarzan is actually a picture print as well. So like Tarzan is actually pressed onto the vinyl. It's quite cool.
Oh, it's Phil Collins. Phil Collins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
your
I got blind one night and I ordered it. I was like, I woke up and I was like, I don't remember it. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, must have.
Screaming son of man in the show.
Podcast name. I like giving the names because it's fun. Podcast name: Neville Longbottom. Question: Did Liam ever return Ben's Crash Bandicoot?
Oh, this is when I was Neville Longborrow.
That's right. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
called Neville Longbarrow?
It is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read it
I
wrong.
coined it as a Longborrow because I had his Crash Bandicoot game for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And I believe I gave it back because
I
I,
think you
also
did, yeah.
had Bell's Hamish and Andy Real Stories DVD for literally 4 or 5
a good
years, and I
show.
also gave it back.
Yep.
I think when we moved to Melbourne, I was like, oh, probably time to keep those things away.
Podcast name: Ripper Scaboff. Question: Did Ben successfully complete his shed? I did, although I did install the window. It's like a louve window. I installed it upside down, so when it rains, the water did come in, and it was.
Did you knock that up with Chriso?
I did.
Just a couple of dads, just one, on the job.
And putting the window in, you have to pot rivet it in, and so it was too much work to take it out, so I left it on upside down, inside out.
I would have done the same thing.
Popper is the
Who am I
best
kidding?
cook
I wouldn't have made the shed in the first place.
Fin, not fish. What happened to the goat Bell got from a listener?
Well, Finn, not fish as well,
yeah.
because there was a kid on air and you called him fish.
He was like a small kid, and you're like, hey,
It's like,
fish.
it's Finn, not fish.
I think you read the screen. We're going to fish.
I went to the lady's house at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
In Little
and just-
Hampton or something?
Oh my
No, it was
God.
more north. It was like, man,
I reckon it was Little Hampton.
It was
Shit.
northeast,
Near
yeah.
yours.
And
Or Houghton.
can't remember, but I got there at like
My memory's sharper
5:30,
than I thought.
and she just had all these goats there.
Yes, because she
And-
killed them.
Well, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
And
we
I
was-
was there, and I was like, I love these goats. And then I think we just did a break where I was just like, there with a headset on, just patting some goats, and then I drove back and produced the rest
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, why did we give you a goat?
Can't remember.
I think she
called up.
She
didn't
called up,
Yeah.
and then she had tons of them, and then
And
Belle
Bill said,
she
"Oh,
wanted
maybe off air
one
you
or-
said you'd love one," and we were like, "No, you don't." And then you're like, "Yeah, I do."
I
And then
still want a
we
goat.
called you bluff,
Yeah,
and
it'd
then
be
we all
good,
Yeah, that's what we did. I think.
Perfect amount of Bruno. Did Liam find out what happened with the car clean? He paid to have it detailed, but the guy didn't turn up. Him and Sarah sent the photos to prove it hadn't been cleaned.
Yeah, he might have got one over me. That guy. I sort of talked about how sharp my memory is. He seems to have escaped me, but of course now that's been brought to my attention, I'll
in
chase
his
that one up.
banks.
I'll chase that one up.
These questions are wild. It's such a flash in the past. Do your research, Jan. Did Jan ever respond to your response? Jan was a disgruntled middle-aged woman regarding your appearance with Eric Thompson.
Yes, she's saying how unprofessional we were interviewing Eric Thompson, but she failed to realise that that was a Netflix show in which Ben and I were reading a script and acting, doing a bad interview with Eric Thompson, who was also playing a character in the show, which is called
Aftertaste.
Aftertaste.
You filmed that at Fresh,
I
right?
was having. We did. Yeah. I was having a run at it, and I was thinking it was good cooked. And because it was on, it got put on Netflix at some point, and so many people literally thought, well, like, I was getting messages from sort of, people I know in my life, maybe I haven't seen for a few years, like sort of parents of my friends, and that thought, holy shit, these guys have made it on the big time, because you think if it's on Netflix, yes, maybe Netflix Australia, it was on the homepage at like 8 for like maybe a week or something like that. But yeah, I think the scene, how sometimes you flick across, and like the scene that they had picked was that.
Oh, was
Yes.
that why?
Yeah, so many people
I've
were.
seen it too.
So many people, like, you might not have watched the show, but if you had your cursor over it, you'd be like, what the hell? That's Ben and Liam on Netflix. But
That makes
yeah,
sense.
It looks
I
like
can
your
assure
main
you,
character's in it as well.
we didn't get paid anymore or any. Yeah,
I thought way more people watched it than was normal.
I think a
but
lot of people were seeing it on.
makes
I
sense.
think so.
All
Yeah.
right, we're getting to the end of this now. Grandpa John, spelt Long John. Did Amy respond, and then in brackets, Liam's ex-girlfriend, after Ben texted her from Liam's phone following a game of Dead or Alive?
I think we. Yeah, did we have to like call her or something?
I think she replied, or you. And you
I can
explained
remember
it.
I can remember not speaking to her for 8 years and then having some sort of conversation around that, the show one morning. I don't know.
Live from Dublin. Did
Oh,
Liam
great.
really pay for the meals at the Dublin pub after losing yet another game of Dead or Alive? I don't remember.
I don't know if I
making you do
did.
that.
Did
I don't
I?
think maybe. I don't think.
Maybe
you
I
would've.
don't think I paid for everyone's, but maybe I just had to pay for the teams or something
Yeah.
like that.
And then
If you guys don't know, on St. Patrick's Day, we did the show live from Dublin, South Australia, population
Right.
of 30, and we had a U2 cover band performing. But the thing is, we
and you
couldn't
could
get
win,
them.
win a trip to Dublin.
Yes, and we
it
took
went
listeners,
off.
and we had a pot of gold, which was just $1,000. Well, was it $1,000 in $1 coins? So it was heavy
Yeah.
ads. It was heavy. And then we had a U2 cover band, but they were in Melbourne. That was the
Down
bit
the
behind.
line.
So
So
they were
they-
down the line.
yeah.
So they were like in the studio where we are now, and we're like, take it away, guys. And it sounded like they were in the pub.
Because there was one U2 cover band in Adelaide, and when I called
They
him,
broke up.
he was like, "No, we broke up last year, and we don't speak." And I
Thanks
went,
for bringing it up.
"Okay." And then the next best one was in Melbourne, and I was like, "Well, we either pre-record it down the line or we do it on the phone." And we thought it was funny that it was even shitted out.
When you called the U2 cover band, did he answer and say hello, hello?
That's all the
Sure.
big questions. Then she's just
Tina
put in
loves it.
some general questions that we can just burn through really quickly. What is cameraman Cam up to these days? He's got a little baby
Yeah. Well,
I saw an ad
on
with
the
him
way.
the other day.
on the way.
Yeah.
Smith's ad.
He
for chips.
reviews underpasses around Australia.
Yeah, he's doing
He
stuff.
does everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
you check him out. Cameron Doyle on Instagram. He decked out his bus, which was talked about a fair bit at the time, and so he sort of travels around with his partner.
Did they
Ellie.
sell it?
They might have sold the van, but I think maybe they sold the bus, but now they just have like a camper van.
I am
think.
loving the series that he does though, where he finds the low bridges,
The lowest
and he
bridge.
calls them can openers.
Yeah, that's
I quite
Yeah,
enjoy
you
that.
one here on
funny.
Montague Street.
Why are they
Montague
called
Street
can
Bridge.
open?
Because it's
Because
like
they cars
Go
the
under,
can.
rips the top off.
rips the lid off.
Oh, right.
Where is Brock now? Any updates?
Who's Brock?
Brock was
Brock was
little kid
a young
who got on the show.
boy that we'd have on the show from time to time.
What'd you do?
I don't know. We haven't really caught up with Brock in a while. I mean, it would be weird to just.
Well, he'd
Yeah.
be
His
like, he'd be
relationship.
like a grown teenager.
No, he
He-
was.
yeah.
How old was he?
12,
Like,
wasn't he?
no, I think 10.
He
and
did- he
then I think he
interviewed-
was 10 or 11 or 12 when
Dale
we stopped
Braithwaite.
with him. Yeah, and then so he would. Yes. Oh my God, he would now be what? 15, 16.
16, yeah.
Weird. You know, I ended
Yeah.
up going to his dad's business, like, company place to drop off a prize, and that was the last time we had him.
Interesting. Anyway, Brock, was a lovely lad, and if he's kept up to date with the podcast, we'd love to chat again. I'm sure
Still,
his
where are
voice
they
would
now?
sound very different. Yeah.
One of the many children that became part
Oh,
of the
yeah.
show.
There's
and
Max
then
as well.
We,
Yeah.
we had 2 Maxes.
Oh,
And when
we
you say it
gave-
like that, it seems weird. But at the time, we brought out like a kid's book, and there was a few. Young Max was a funny kid. We had him out to test the Royal Show one year. Like he got to go on all the rides and stuff, like before it opened, sort of thing.
And the
But, yeah.
most recent Max, he swooned us out of an iPad.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had to
Yes,
go-
we
went
have a
and delivered
thing,
it.
and we went to his birthday. So yeah, we've had a few adventures with children called Max. And once again, it just sounds.
That's the title.
Last one, probably the most boring of them all, but I'm going to ask it. Was the bin chicken someone in particular or a supernova?
Just the bin
was
chicken was Popey.
Popey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Popey from our office.
Popey,
Adam
who is
Pope.
the boss of the supernovas.
Yes, so yeah, he was the
So
most
he
trusted
said-
supernova.
And he said, I will not be giving that job to any of you. I'll take it for myself.
But he, to
So-
his credit, from memory of the bit, whenever
was great.
we'd cross the bin chicken, he gave it 110%.
He did.
Oh,
he
yeah.
really. So we had this bit where we had bin stickers, and we would encourage people to put their on their bin night. We would
classic.
know
Love.
the suburb, and then it's
It said-
I've been listening to
Yeah.
Ben and Liam, and we'd send the bin chicken out, and he was dressed as a big ibis. And then if you had a bin sticker, you could, if you answered your door that morning, you could win
It's
cash.
like the old Automasters bumper sticker kind of.
Yeah,
gig.
it is, yeah,
I listen
yeah.
to Nova when you answer the phone.
And I still have the bin sticker on my bin at my house in Adelaide.
And I'm pretty sure when we first
cool.
started doing it, we would cross to the bin chicken, and the bin chicken kind of talked. And we'd be like, are you at the house? And they'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
But then I'm pretty sure we got direct from our
Yeah.
boss who said, the bin chicken
Yeah.
can't talk.
Yeah.
No, he said
need to put
less bin
Less
chicken.
bin chicken.
We need to put a pillow over the chicken.
So then, but then when we go to the bin chicken, they'd go, but they wouldn't say any words.
And we're like, are you at the house? Okay, I'm just going to assume you're there. Yeah, no worries. Give me the cash there, bin chicken. Good stuff.
That's right, because he was like, too long with the bin chicken.
too much time with the bin
talking.
chicken. And then
Less
the,
of
the,
that.
the bin chicken would put the winner on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
good stuff.
Good
There's some
stuff.
good memories there. Some
Yeah.
good podcast titles.
Yeah, well, that's Beck, and she's currently up to March 2021. So
Oh,
hopefully
wow.
when she
Thanks,
when she gets to this podcast, she'll have her
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah, hopefully we're still alive and kicking by that time.
From memory, she'll be hitting the chopper soon, I think. The Ben Liam
maybe,
chopper.
yeah,
And
getting
the
the chopper.
weddings. 5 weddings. in
5
1
weddings, 1 week, no funeral. We tried to line up a
Week. Oh,
funeral.
we did.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
good.
work. But we did actually marry 5 couples, one a morning. It was a big week, busy week, yeah.
Yeah, because
reckon?
we tried to do
Yeah, well, more for the producers, I suppose. We were just like, oh, yeah,
It
who's
was
getting
the
married?
worst week of
who's
my
getting
life.
married today?
4. We tried to do 4 weddings and 1 funeral, and it got to the
That's
point
right.
where you said, "Can't
Yeah.
we just have like a pet funeral?"
Yeah,
Because
like a
everyone
hamster.
was
Just a
saying
dog
no,
or something.
and you were like, we got so down the line of like a goldfish funeral. Like,
Yeah,
we
it's
just
a
have
great idea.
anything.
Put it down
It
the
would have
toilet.
been 4 weddings and 1 funeral would have been better.
Would have been
would've-
amazing.
How
Would've
close
been-
were you
yeah.
to killing a goldfish? Just for the bit.
I actually took one of the eyes of Belle's cat. She doesn't know this.
Oh yeah, great.
I got very close, but it sort of got away from me. No, of course it was always one eye.
Yeah,
It has
yeah.
nothing
I
to do with
also
me.
did the bit with my cat. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. We had to remove that offline because we had some complaints from a particular lobby about some comments made. But anyway,
I forgot about that.
Classic lobby.
it's been scrubbed from
Yeah, we were
one of
lobbied.
the many videos that has been scrubbed. There was another one.
Scrubbed or archived?
We've all been there.
I would get angry when people would delete before they spoke to me because I was like, well, just archive it and then we can keep it. But then,
Bring it
Yeah.
back in 2 weeks.
yeah, that's it.
There was one with you guys making love to each other. So,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
That one.
send that to the
Hopefully that
email.
was archived.
You're
yeah.
talking about the zoo one?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So
I
Wang Wang and
remember
Fooney, who have left Adelaide now because they couldn't get it on, we were trying to give them the proverbial horn, so to speak. So we were had whipped cream but it was there was school
What are they?
excursions and stuff. and
Pandas.
They're
Oh,
pandas, but
okay.
we were dressed as pandas and just doing freaky stuff in the zoo, and we were fully committed to it, and it was pretty funny. And then later on that night, we got a call hey, we had to delete that video. And we're like, what a waste of the day.
And
And
organisation with the zoo and
and our
all this
suits
work.
smelled-
Why
we
did the
smelt
zoo
of-
say yes?
They were like, yeah, cool.
That was the annoying part. Was the zoo was there when we
Yeah.
filmed it, and they were like, "Haha, it's really funny."
And they were all
someone
for,
up
everyone was all
higher
for it.
would've-
And then
yeah.
as soon as I went up, some angry old people were
Yeah.
like, "This is disgusting."
I think it was more an internal.
actually,
I think
yes,
they.
it
I think it was
it was, yeah.
some of the
Yes.
bosses were like, well, Do we need to,
Because
guys?
I think there was one,
Covered in cream.
and there was one shot where one of you was standing, the other one was not standing, and there's
Yeah, and then we were pouring whipped cream into their open mouth.
yeah. It's
Yeah, when you
great.
you know, people talk, oh, they have the most wild digital footprint. You know, you hear that thing. Like, I would love to go, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. There'd be some stuff back there.
I like to
that's
say
for
that
sure.
we've got priors when it comes to uploads.
I sort of, I for some reason, no, it was, I think we were doing something with Port Adelaide or Balfours, but I know there's a photo of me not in my best physical condition, with tape all over my body, and I look a little bit like a pork knuckle before it goes in with the string, like pulling really tight, and I had a pasty taped where my penis
Yeah.
is, and I sort of think, what a weird. Why would Balfours want that? No one wants that. You know what I mean? Buy a pasty.
It was good.
It was
If that's what they want.
yeah.
All right, see ya.
And that's it!
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.